Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of At the Buzzer Sports, where we talk all things basketball all the time. My name is John Drummond, and today we have a reaction video. It says the panel loses it over Magic Johnson leading the NBA in scoring today. Today. What do I think of this? I think this is bullshit. I think it's bullshit. But in the end of the day, I want to hear the argument. I want to hear the argument of why Magic Johnson would be the best scorer in today's game. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. And we all know who's making the argument. We all know who's making the argument, chat. Let's get started. Let's get started.
He scores better than Luka.
In today's
No. Because Showtime Hoops
I
said
think that Luka
out of
is
his
the
mouth
best scorer
that
in the
Luka is
game.
the best scorer in the NBA.
But
So
in
Magic
today's-
Johnson
in
today
today's
is
game-
the best scorer in the league.
In today's game, I think Magic Johnson is right.
He'd be better post score.
No.
I agree.
Chill.
I want to hear how the conversation started. Are we just getting into the heat early, or are we just gonna okay, here we go. We're gonna get to it.
Magic Johnson in today's game is the best scorer in the NBA.
I think we're having a conversation about him being the best scorer in the NBA. Yes.
Hell no. No Magic Johnson on this list. How can you take this seriously? Why is this a
No
comment?
bird either.
This is
No
man,
bird,
man. I
no
take
Magic.
my list serious, and Magic Johnson ain't on that bitch either. So shit.
There you go. There you go. I don't have Larry or Magic in my top 10. I just don't. Larry Bird or Magic Johnson are not in my top 10. So you can say I don't know ball. You can say it. Go ahead. No Larry or Magic on that John. Neither one.
Damn.
All right,
You a Magic hater.
I'm not a Magic hater. I just like my 10 guys.
I have specifically heard you say at one point that he would, like, I don't know if you were joking or if you were being sarcastic, that he could barely not even play in this era because he can't shoot. Were you
Which is
joking?
Not true.
Hold on,
I'm
who's the
assuming you're
Magic
joking.
hater?
I don't recall saying that, but
There he is.
I
don't
say
hate
that.
that.
Probably. Yeah, I genuinely don't recall saying that, but my cop out can be I was trolling. There we go.
That's
Because I
fine.
remember arguing PC
You might have
Weekend.
been.
Chill was there. I remember.
I
He was having a
usually
long
can't
debate
tell.
off camera about what Magic Johnson would do in this era. And I was strongly on the side that Magic Johnson would be really good in this era. It was in Seattle, so a long time ago. But I was very
Okay,
passionately
peak
arguing that
Magic
would be good in this
Johnson.
era.
Is he a top 5 player in today's era? Today's NBA?
Yes.
Let me put you on the
I
spot.
don't know, maybe.
Who's
I
he
don't
over?
know, maybe.
Let's say this past season, the top 5 players in the league were like Jokic, Giannis, Luka. Well, no, this past season, Luka wasn't playing like a top 5 player. So I would say Giannis, Jokic, SGA, Tatum. I think that's where it stops. Like I think Magic is better than Tatum. I think Magic is better than SGA. I also think Magic is better than Giannis. Is he? I'm not gonna lie. Today though, peak Magic Magic better than today's Giannis? That's the conversation. He's in the conversation for second, top 3. He's in the top 3.
Maybe
That sounds
He's
like
better
very
than Luka.
tepid. That sounds like very tepid passion.
Why?
You see how he just throws Luka out there? Like this is what happens when you become a Laker. This is what happens. He better than Luka. Come on, bro.
I doubt it.
Whoa.
Yeah, stop him.
Not a
him.
top 5 player in today's era.
is
Key in
why-
on him.
why is he
Key
better
in
than
on
Luka?
him.
Go.
I played 40 years
It's
ago.
today's
Like,
game.
what you want me to do about that?
Why is he better?
I think he do everything that Luka does.
90.
Everything
Damn.
that Luka does, he does it. Except better.
Whoa.
He scores-
No. This is where you lose me.
This game, in today's game,
He scores better than Luka.
In
So,
today's
no.
game,
Oh my God. There it is. I don't listen, because I watched part of this clip earlier, and I think Chill made some good points about how Magic would be a much better mismatch attacker in today's game, how the pace of today's game would help him in transition. I do think he made some solid points. Do I think he'd be a top 5 scorer in today's game? No, I don't. Do I think he would score as much? Like he said, like he'll go up to 27, 29. I don't think that's Magic's game. I think Magic's probably going to stay in and around that 21 to 24 range while still averaging 11 to 12 assists a night. He's going to be a top 5 player in the league, but is he going to be a top 5 scorer? No. No, he is not. He's not going to be a better scorer than SGA, Jokic, Giannis, a healthy Embiid, a healthy Luka Doncic. He's not better than those guys.
Showtime Hoops.
I
said
think that
out
Luka
of
is
his
the
mouth
best scorer
that
in the
Luka is
game.
the best scorer in the
Yes,
NBA.
but
So
in
Magic
today's-
Johnson
in today's
today
game-
is
in
the
today's-
best scorer in the league.
In today's game, I think Magic Johnson is right.
He'd be better post score.
No.
I agree.
Chill.
Magic Johnson in today's game is the best scorer in the NBA.
I
Yes.
think we're having a conversation about him being the best scorer in the NBA. Yes.
Hell no.
Yes,
I agree with you, Chill.
100.
Nah. And hey, that's always an issue. When Ron agrees with you, you are tripping. You are tripping. You are tripping.
Right,
Hey,
Chill, my
why
own-
do I have to come on here and tell the
100%.
truth about Magic Johnson?
Yo, real talk is funny, bro. He is funny as hell.
My only thing would be, how would he score that though?
This
Like
is
where would he
why-
get? Where would he get that?
Post work.
Not just
I mean,
post,
hey.
not
Okay,
just
no.
not
We
just
got-
post work.
At some point, we gotta be serious about these
Because
guys.
real
man.
talk
At some
want to
point, we gotta be
real
serious.
talk wants to get me in the ring. So hold on.
Man, you got OJ
Let's
gloves
go.
on?
That was not needed, bro. Come on, bro.
To get me in the ring, no problem. So in today's game, once again, with the game being more wide open, we have to stop with the nonsense of Magic Johnson couldn't shoot. He couldn't shoot the ball like Steph Curry. No, he can't. He can't shoot the ball like Klay Thompson. No,
Right.
he can't. He couldn't shoot the ball like John Stockton. But you know what he could do? He's a respectable shooter. He's a
Right.
respectable mid-range shooter. He's a
Right.
respectable
He did
long
during
ball
his
shooter.
in his peak, like late 80s, he did become a really good mid-range shooter, though. He can knock those down. He can knock those down to the point where he was a good scorer. But do I think he would be the best scorer in the league? No. That is not him. That is not what he does.
And in
That's a
terms of
fact.
getting downhill, the way we mismatch hunt today, and I'm getting guys like Brook Lopez on me, I'm getting guys like Zubac on me on the wing. I'm going after these guys. And I'm going after these guys on the regular. And these are the better defenders in the league. Whoa. I'm not done.
Hold
Not
on,
done.
real quick. If Magic Johnson is on the Pacers, they win that series in 6 games. They win that series in 6. They win it in 6.
And we're
Go
talking
ahead,
about
go ahead,
these
go
are the
ahead.
better these are the better defenders in the league. That's not including the Mark Williams of the world, right? That's not including the big fella that plays in New York, who's the rebounding machine, or Cat. That's not including those guys, right? When I get those mismatches, how I'm attacking these guys and how wide open the floor is. So Magic Johnson at his best was 24 a game with the lane being clogged. At his best, playing in transition. If he's playing in transition today, that 24 could easily go to 27 to 29. No problem.
I don't know about 27 to 29, but I don't hate the points Chill is making. I do not hate the points Chill is making. Do I think he's a top 10 scorer in the league? No. Even guys that are like towards the end of my top 10 scorers, like Jason Tatum, like Ant, like I don't. Hold on. Let's take a look at the stats. Okay, so this is what I consider Magic Johnson's peak. I don't know why these are highlighted up here, but let's just ignore those. I consider his peak from 86, 87 all the way to 88, 89. And in those years, he was averaging 22 points, 12 assists, and 7 rebounds, getting to the free throw line about 7 times a game, shooting 53% inside the arc. I do think Magic Johnson would be one of the best offensive players in the NBA. Do I think he'd be the best scorer in the league? No. Do I think he'd be one of the upper echelon scorers in the league? Yes, because the ability to play in transition, the ability to have a pull-up mid-range shot and to get to the basket as effective and to be one of the best passers in the league or the best passer in the league, I do think he'd be one of the best offensive players in the league. He will be a top 5 offensive player in the league. But will he be a top 5 scorer in the league? I don't think so. But yeah, man, I think Chill made some pretty decent points though. I just think the only thing that I'm not agreeing with is him averaging 27, 29 in this era, or just being one of the best scorers in the league.
Is he-
But let's get back to it because my MacBook's about to die. So let's.
Wait, no, wait,
You know what, Jordan?
He's play. Is he?
Do it. No,
No,
hold on,
no,
real
no,
talk.
no,
Let him do it. Do it. Do
You
it.
know what? Chill.
What would that say? 30. Be a man and say that.
Well,
that
that
24.
would not make me a man to say that Magic is averaging 30. But
No.
I do think
We'll say 35 then.
I think that
See,
I think we're
Jordan
looking at
trying to.
something-
Nah,
we're
you
looking
gotta.
at something with Magic 27 between 27 and 30. We're looking at something like that.
And
Jordan, you
does
really
that
are that
make
uncle.
him- Wait.
Jeez.
Oh,
Does
31.
that make it? Wait. Stop. Okay, so you alluded to the hypothetical of Magic getting Zubac and these other bigs switched out on him so
Sure.
he can break them down off the dribble. With what dribble combination? Jail, number one.
It's not.
Number two.
I wouldn't even say it's the dribble combination. It's just the athleticism. I think in space he'd be able to kill guys like Sabonis and a Zubac and a Karl Anthony Towns. Like I just think he'll be able to kill slower footed bigs in space. I think that's the point. It's not more of the dribble combination. I think it's just like the athleticism and him being able to have the spacing to do that.
You
That's
can even if
accurate.
I agree that yes, Magic Johnson would be effective in mismatch hunting. Not to me, not bigger players, but smaller players. That's who he would mismatch hunt. Good in the post, very good finisher in transition. I do think he had a spot three. I think he could hit a spot catch and shoot three today. Absolutely.
I do think he can hit a spot three.
That's not the point. Isn't that I don't think he can be an effective scorer. You said he would be just as good, if not better, than Luka Doncic, who's one of the best scorers we've seen in league history.
Sure.
That is
Volume.
the trajectory that he's on right now.
Yeah.
This is one of the best volume scorers we've ever seen.
And yet
Regular
Magic is
season
more efficient.
and playoffs.
Way
So
more.
Hey, don't
You-
start that. Don't start that. Please don't start that. Please don't start that, bro. Please don't start that because there are a whole bunch of I'm not gonna give that any. I'm not.
again, have stated multiple times in a league with Kevin Durant, in a league with Joel Embiid, in a league with Nikola Jokic, in a league with Giannis Antetokounmpo, that you believe
Don't leave
Luka
Curry
Doncic
out. Don't leave Curry out. Neither.
and Steph Curry
Don't leave Curry
and
out.
LeBron James,
Mhm.
you believe that Luka Doncic
Sure.
is the best scorer in the league
100% I
right
do.
now.
Yes, sir. I do believe that.
So you're telling me
Yep.
that Magic post up from free throw line to free throw line Johnson
Mm-hmm.
would be a better scorer than Luka Doncic. You're telling me he'd be a better scorer than Luka, Giannis, and Embiid? That's what you're saying. I
I'm
just want to make sure that's.
First
I
of all-
just want to make sure that we're clear. I
Okay.
think that I 100% think we're having that conversation because I think that not only the volume, I think
By the way, peak Magic would probably be the second best player in the NBA. I think he's more in conversation with Jokic. No, yeah, he'd be the second best. He'd be the second best player in the NBA right now. Yeah, he'd be the second best player in the NBA. Yeah, I don't think. I think he's better than Giannis right now. I think that was a conversation I was having, and yeah, I think Magic is better.
that the amount of shots that he takes, I think that where he's shooting the basketball from, how he's getting the basketball, I think it's way different today than what it was back then. Those spot up shots that you're talking about, he had the ball in his hands, right? So it wasn't like he was coming off screens shooting the long ball. No, he had the ball in his hands at more times than not when he was shooting that spot up three that you were talking about. He had the ball in his hands when he was shooting that mid-range jump shot that you were talking about. He had the ball in his hands when he was going downhill. He wasn't cutting to the basket. No, that's what was going on. So to answer your question, if you're talking about in today's game, which again, I can't reiterate this point enough about being so much more wide open and mismatch hunting, because I love Magic Johnson on bigger guys.
Yeah, I agree with some of the points Chill made. The only thing I think it just got pushed a little further when he said averaging 29 a game and being the best scorer in the league. Again, I don't think people understand how many really good scorers this league has right now. Healthy Joel Embiid is an all-time scorer. Jokic is an all-time scorer at his position. SGA is an all-time scoring guard. Luka Doncic is an all-time scoring guard. Not Anthony Davis. If Anthony Edwards develops an in-between game, he is going to be on the trajectory of an all-time scoring guard. We just don't really put together how much scoring talent we have in basketball right now. And that's not even to talk about the holy trinity that's still kicking it. Steph, KD, Bron, Kawhi. Like, these guys are still scoring at high. I just don't think people really grasp how much really good scores we have in the NBA right now.
Athletic as the league is today, I love Magic Johnson mismatch hunting on bigger guys, getting downhill against bigger guys, because Magic Johnson would finish at the rim, dunking the basketball. Magic Johnson would finish at the rim with the best of these guys today. Is he Giannis Antetokounmpo at the rim? No, he's not. But I can tell you one thing: he definitely could finish at the rim with both hands. 100% he could do that. And what I'm not doing is, I'm not saying that he would just be a bucket getter. I'm talking about his ability to pass the basketball. So Magic Johnson, being a distributor he is in today's game, finding long ball shooters, getting guys that's on the block or in the mid-range, wide open shots, Magic Johnson would definitely be a top 5 player in today's game. No
You know
question.
how
Yeah, I'm not arguing the top 5 player. I'm not arguing the top 5 player in the league statement. It's the Magic Johnson will be the best scorer in the league. I think he'd be a top 5 player and top 5 offensive player in the league. I just don't think he would be the best scorer.
We weren't talking top 5. We weren't talking top 5.
Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
Real talk, because I think he would be better than Luka. Yes, I do.